two bombshells just dropped on the Lions universe and caught everyone off guard. The first one involves Jared Goff, who not only silenced his critics, but made a massive leap in the NFL top 100, going from written off to standing among the league's elite. The second one hits Lions fans right in the heart. A former team idol decided to praise one of Detroit's biggest division rivals right before the season kicks off. These updates change how people see the Lions moment and spark hot debates among fans. If you're a big fan, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any news. Let's get to the video. Jared Goff is officially putting the "he's washed" talk to bed and slamming the door shut on his doubters. The Lions quarterback just made a massive leap in the NFL top 100 rankings, jumping all the way to number 15 heading into the 2025 season. That's right, Goff went from 48th last year to rubbing shoulders with the league's elite. Not bad for a guy many had written off a few years ago. Remember when Goff got shipped out of LA like yesterday's leftovers? The Rams were done with him, and he landed in Detroit, a team that was down bad at the time. Fast forward to now, and not only has Goff rebuilt his own career, but he's helped resurrect a Lions franchise that was stuck in the mud for years. With a fiery, no-nonsense head coach like Dan Campbell backing him up, Goff has turned into the heart and soul of this team. The guy's not just a QB anymore. He's the face of a cultural shift in Detroit, and he's got the resume to back it up. Coming off a 15-2 season, a trip to the divisional round, and his fourth Pro Bowl nod, Goff also set a personal best in passing touchdowns last year. Since taking the reins in 2021, he's led the Lions to the playoffs twice and holds a rock-solid 39-25-1 record. That's not just a comeback. That's a full-blown glow-up. Goff's journey through the NFL Top 100 has been a wild ride, too. He debuted at number 38 in 2018, crept up to 32 in 2019, then completely vanished from the list for a few years during the transition. But he roared back in 2023 at number 66, then climbed to 48, and now sits at 15. That's the kind of rise that makes people do a double take. His fellow players are clearly taking notice. Coral Smith, who helped put the list together, kept it real. Yes, there's still that Super Bowl mountain to climb, and losing offensive coordinator Ben Johnson is no small thing, but Goff's play speaks for itself. Even heading into his 10th season, the numbers scream elite. Since 2022, among QBs with at least 30 starts, he ranks third in passer rating, 102, 7, fourth in yards per attempt, 7.9, fourth in completion percentage, 68.1, first in passing touchdowns, 96, and tied for fourth in game-winning drives, 10. That's top-tier production, no matter how you slice it. But if Goff's rise was already shocking, wait until you hear what a former Lions star just said about the Bears, and this just came out. Well, this one's definitely going to sting for Lions fans. Ndamukong Suh, the former Motor City wrecking ball and fan favorite, just dropped a take that's tough to swallow if you bleed Honolulu blue. Suh sat down with Kay Adams recently and gave the Chicago Bears a little more love than Detroiters were probably ready for. Yep, Suh said it straight. I think the Bears are going to be silent killers, and they're going to create a lot of havoc. That's not exactly what you want to hear from a guy who used to define Detroit toughness. But now that he's retired and wearing the analyst hat, Suh's leaning into his neutral zone, and part of that means giving props where he sees potential, even if it's with a rival. The Bears, of course, are now under the command of former Lions OC Ben Johnson, who packed his bags for the Windy City after building one of the league's most dangerous offenses in Detroit. Suh giving Johnson his flowers makes sense. Ben's got a track record. And as a former defensive menace himself, Suh also gave a respectful nod to Bears DC Dennis Allen, who's no slouch when it comes to dialing up chaos on defense. But what probably raised the most eyebrows? Suh didn't stop at defense. He went ahead and endorsed Caleb Williams in the Bears offense too, saying, "I think Caleb and that offense are going to find a groove." That's the kind of comment that makes Lions fans squint real hard and wonder if they accidentally slipped into an alternate timeline. Look, it's not like Suh declared the Bears division champs or anything. In fact, he did end things on a note that should calm the rage just a bit. When asked who he thinks takes the NFC North crown, Suh circled back to where it all began. "I think the Detroit Lions will pull it out." So there it is. Suh's riding with the Lions to win the division, but he's keeping it real about the Bears potentially being a problem. And honestly, that's fair. Detroit is still the big dog in the NFC North right now, no question. But if Caleb, Ben Johnson, and that revamped Chicago squad start clicking early, Suh might not be the only one raising eyebrows in 2025. Seeing Goff reach this level proves the Lions are on the right track, but hearing Sue praise the Bears shows the division won't be a walk in the park. As a fan, I believe Detroit is still the team to beat. If you agree, hit subscribe so you don't miss a step of this journey.